There is one invisible line that separates the wealthy from the struggling, and it is not money but the way they think. The rich do not wait for opportunities, they create them. The poor wait for permission to dream, while the wealthy act as if success is their birthright. Today I will reveal the profound differences between these two mindsets, and once you understand them, you will never see money, success, or even your own potential the same way again. Most people believe that wealth is determined by luck, inheritance, or connections. But I have spent my life studying the most successful men and women of our time, and I assure you, wealth begins in the mind. Before a dollar is earned, before an investment is made, and before a business is built, there is a thought. That thought, if it is shaped with courage, persistence, and vision, becomes the seed of prosperity. If neglected, it withers into limitation and poverty. The poor mindset sees money as something scarce, something to be saved with fear or spent with guilt. It believes that opportunities are for others, and that success requires permission. On the other hand, the rich mindset views money as a tool, an instrument for creation, growth, and freedom. The wealthy understand that money flows like energy. It moves toward confidence, vision, and action, and away from fear, doubt, and hesitation. But let me be clear. This is not about the amount of money you currently hold in your hand. Many of the greatest fortunes in history were born from empty pockets. What separates those who rise from those who remain is not the number in their bank account, but the way they choose to think, act, and believe about money and themselves. As you listen to my words, I urge you not to think of this video as just information, but as a mirror. See yourself in the principles I share. Ask yourself, am I thinking like the rich? Or am I unconsciously living with the beliefs of the poor? Because once you recognize the difference, you have the power to transform your life in ways that will astonish even you. Before we go deeper, I ask you to pause for just a moment. If you are ready to break free from the poor mindset and embrace the path of wealth and freedom, then give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. By doing so, you are making a simple but powerful declaration that you are ready to think differently, act boldly, and walk the path of prosperity. The poor mindset is often trapped by short-term thinking. It focuses on immediate comfort rather than long-term growth. For example, the poor may use their paycheck to buy luxuries they cannot afford, seeking the fleeting approval of others. The rich mindset, however, delays gratification. It invests in assets that grow over time, understanding that true wealth compounds just as interest does when patience and discipline are applied. A man with a poor mindset will ask, "How much does it cost?" While a man with a rich mindset asks, "How much will it return?" This subtle shift in questioning changes everything. The poor see money leaving their hands as loss, while the wealthy see it as a seed planted. Every investment, whether in a business, a stock, or even personal development, is a seed that, when nurtured, produces fruit beyond imagination. Another difference is the relationship with failure. The poor mindset fears it, avoids it, and hides from it. The rich mindset seeks it, knowing that failure is not the opposite of success, but its companion. Each mistake is feedback, each setback a lesson. The wealthy understand that behind every fortune is a history of failures transformed into stepping stones. Consider how the poor mindset clings to security. It says, "I just want a safe job." But safety is an illusion. True security comes not from dependence, but from independence, the ability to create value at will. The rich mindset is not content to be paid for hours. It strives to build systems, businesses, and investments that pay them whether they are awake or asleep. The poor mindset believes in scarcity. There is not enough to go around. This belief breeds envy, resentment, and paralysis. The rich mindset knows the world is abundant, that opportunities multiply the more they are seized. Wealthy thinkers do not compete for crumbs. They bake new loaves. They understand that money is not a pie with limited slices, but an endless flow waiting for those bold enough to direct it. Let me illustrate with an example. A poor thinker might receive $1,000 and immediately think of what to buy: a new phone, clothes, or entertainment. A rich thinker, on the other hand, will ask, how can this thousand create more thousands? They may invest in stocks, start a small venture, or acquire knowledge that multiplies their earning capacity. The same amount of money, but two entirely different outcomes, one temporary, the other exponential. The poor mindset seeks to look rich. The rich mindset seeks to be rich. Expensive clothes, cars, and gadgets may impress the neighbors, but they are liabilities if purchased for show. True wealth is not in appearances, but in freedom. The freedom to choose how you live, where you live, and what you do with your time. Education is another dividing line. The poor mindset believes learning ends at graduation. The rich mindset knows education is lifelong and often self-directed. The wealthy read voraciously, surround themselves with mentors, and invest in knowledge. They do not consume entertainment without purpose. They consume ideas, strategies, and wisdom. The poor mindset is ruled by emotion, fear, greed, doubt. The rich mindset masters these emotions. When markets fall, the poor panic and sell. The wealthy remain calm, even buying more, because they see downturns not as threats, but as discounts. They understand cycles and they trust in their long-term vision. The poor mindset focuses on earning. The rich mindset focuses on creating. A poor thinker asks, how can I make more money? A rich thinker asks, how can I create more value? For money always follows value. By solving bigger problems, serving more people, and creating greater impact, wealth becomes inevitable. Let me share a truth that may surprise you. Money is not the goal. Freedom, impact, and legacy are the goals. Money is simply the tool. The poor mindset worships money, chasing it endlessly, but never finding satisfaction. The rich mindset uses money as a servant, never as a master. Relationships are also crucial. The poor mindset associates with those who reinforce limitations, gossip, and negativity. The rich mindset seeks out masterminds, mentors, and networks of achievers. They know that environment shapes destiny and that you cannot soar like an eagle if you surround yourself with chickens. The poor mindset avoids risk, mistaking caution for wisdom. But the truth is that risk is everywhere, even in doing nothing. The wealthy embrace calculated risk, guided by knowledge and foresight. They know that the greatest risk is not in trying and failing, but in never trying at all. Above all, the poor mindset waits. It waits for the right time, the right chance, the right approval. The rich mindset acts. It takes imperfect steps, learns along the way, and creates momentum. Action is the bridge between thought and reality, and the wealthy never allow fear to paralyze them. So you see, wealth is not about luck, nor is poverty about circumstance. It is a battle of beliefs, a war of mindsets. The battlefield is within, and the victory is claimed by those who dare to think differently. As we come to the end of this message, I urge you to reflect on what you have heard. Which of these mindsets has been guiding your life? Have you been thinking as the poor do, trapped in fear, scarcity, and short-term comfort? Or are you ready to adopt the thinking of the wealthy, driven by vision, discipline, and faith in abundance? Remember this: your circumstances may not be your fault, but your mindset is always your responsibility. If you choose to think like the rich, you will begin to act like the rich. And when you act like the rich, your results will eventually mirror theirs. The transformation will not happen overnight, But every thought you plant, every habit you cultivate, and every action you take will move you closer to financial freedom. Wealth is built brick by brick, but it always begins with a single decision: to think differently. So, my friend, take this moment to decide. Will you continue to live under the old beliefs of limitation, or will you rise into the new mindset of abundance? The choice is yours, and in that choice lies your future.